So, hello and welcome back everybody. As we are speaking and looking at what I'm doing, the third turn is being processed by YouTube, so by now you should be able, or in about half an hour or so, you should be able to see this. Now, what are we going to do? I was thinking even that I could use Plumb the Void by Lola Hayes, that Lola Hayes could use Plumb the Void to send herself to the Outback straight away. Now, I'm not sure if I really want to do this, and I think I shan't. I will stick to my plan. So first of all, Lola is going to do a focus action, because everybody, as you know, needs focus, otherwise they will have to take a hypothermia condition, so we're going to give her a focus action, and then she's going to travel. So I will zoom in on Lola, and she will go 1, and then she's going to use her ship token to go whoop to Sydney, and from there on the next turn she can go into the Outback and claim this clue. So that's Lola done. Next up we have Lily, who's actually just next door, and she's not going to do anything except, again, do a focus action. Unfortunately, you can only ever do 1 in one go. But what she's also going to do is she is going to spend any number of health or sanity and then recover an equal number of health and sanity, because her will is, she has 5 sanity. Yeah, worst case scenario, she will lose. No, actually, she's not going to do this. Yeah, so she's not going to do this. Forget what I just said. So she's just going to sit there because she can't do anything else. This is a little bit of a stupid thing. She can't test her influence because she's not on a city space. So for her, this is essentially a wasted turn. And since this is the case, since you also waste quite a lot of actions because you can't do anything, I have decided that I will house rule that you can trade, and that's not an action. So, last but not least, our friend Zoe Samaras. And she's going to do the focus action. So that she gets 1 focus. She's also still blessed, as we know. And she's going to move to Arkham, where she's going to encounter this clue. And hopefully she will kill the Gnof Kech, because that's what's going to happen now. The Gnof Kech is going to ambush her, and she will try and fight it like she did the last time. So, that's it. Now let's go to the encounter phase. Starting with Lola Hayes. So she is in Sydney. So she's going to get an Asia Pacific encounter. Let's see what we get, and I think I will actually have to move this stand over here. I mean, at the end of the day, when Christmas comes, this whole room will be redesigned anyway, so I'm going to take out the desk that is standing here, and oh yeah, and for those of you who are wondering what happened to Diane, and well, Diane is lost in space and time. So let's see. Shanghai, Sydney, here we go. In the dream world, you are attacked by the Arkaru, sorcerers who resemble snakes. You use warding symbols to protect yourself. Test your lore. She upgraded her lore to 3, so she gets to roll 3 dice. And she passes with 2 successes. If you pass, you wake invigorated, improve strength. Woohoo! Because she's going to fight next round. This is absolutely fantastic. Way to go, Lola. So we're going to give her a +1 to strength. So her strength is now, her inherent strength is now 3. Brilliant. That is excellent. If you fail, well, we didn't fail, so that's good. Well done, Lola. We love those. encounters. Next up, we have a fighting encounter. Our friend Lily Chen is going to encounter the Cthulhu's spawn. First of all, she needs to test her will. Her will is 3 and she gets a +1 on will checks. And she passes with a 5, so that's just 1 success, so she loses 2 sanity. She still has 3 sanity left. And next up is the fight check, so she has 4 dice for that one. And she rolls 1 success, whoops. But she also has a trinket which allows her to add 1 to any fight die. So she's going to turn this 4 into a 5, which brings up to 2 successes. And she needs 1 more success because the toughness of this monster is 4. So she is going to... she's going to roll 1 more die. And she rolls a 5, so that means 3 successes in 1 row. This means this Cthulhu is dead. Brilliantly done, well done. 1 down. Now we need to kill the other one. So, okay, well done. Next up, our friend Zoe Samaras. She is encountering a Gnofkech. She is blessed. First of all, the will test. A horror check. Her will is 4 and she gets +2 for her Holy Cross. And she rolls 1, 2, 3 successes. Easily done. Next up, and she's also blessed. Next up is the fight test. So she has 5 dice. She is blessed. -2. So she rolls 2 successes. Brilliant. So this means that she doesn't take any wounds, but the thing does. So this thing actually takes 2 successes. Unfortunately, she has no re-rolls, otherwise she could have finished this one off. And now, encounter for Lily, for our friend, who's no longer with us actually, Diane Stanley. So she's lost in time and space. So what she needs to do is remove your investigator token from the game board, which has happened. You are unaffected by other game effects and cannot move or perform actions. Instead of resolving an action in an encounter, flip this card. Swarming masses. Among a swirling mass of stars, you discover swarms of alien beings that feast upon one another without hesitation. Ugh. You try to find your way home without being noticed. Observation -1. Well, her observation is 3, so she rolls 2 dice. And she passes! Woohoo! Whoa! If you pass, place your investigator token on a space of your choice. Ha ha! On a space of her choice. Really? Really? In that case, we are going to put her... this is a city space. This is also a city space. We are going to put her on 13. Because putting her on this isn't a good idea, or is it? Actually, well, okay, well, yeah, we will put her up there. Okay, well, this lost in time and space was not so bad after all. All right. Okay, that was turn 4. Now we need to do the mythos phase. Woo! Let's see what we get. I dread to think. All right. So, first of all, it's a tentacled one. Why am I not surprised? Woohoo! Okay, so first of all, do moves. The omen track moves to the red symbol. Now, what happens actually when we do this? So basically, that is something that when the omen hits the space, okay, so we move doom by 1 because we have 1 gate. We have a reckoning. Woohoo! This yoki, monsters go first. Each investigator on this space loses 1 health, so she loses 1 health. That's still okay. She's at 3 health. The okay, so everybody discard 1 focus. The problem is now she has returned from the grave, so to speak, but now she gains a hypothermia condition because, of course, she didn't get a chance to Diane, that is, didn't get a chance to hypothermia. Okay, when you perform a rest action, you cannot recover health. Roll 1 die. 4, 5, or 6, discard this card. Okay, well, that's not too bad. So, Diane now also has a hypothermia condition. I mean, this girl is condition girl. This is condition central here, people. Okay, so, yeah. Next up are, well, monsters, Ancient One, possessions. Or conditions, actually. So, does the hypothermia condition, can it be... No, this is not a reckoning one. Okay, number 1 is our friend Diane. She has nothing that is reckoning worthy or reckoning relevant. We have amnesia for Miss Hayes. She needs to test will. Her will is 3. And she passes. No problem here. She's still an amnesiac, but she was able to stave off the consequences of this illness. Let's look at our friend Lily Chen. She has a madness. She's paranoid. She needs to test will, which is 3. And she fails. Turn this card. Your friends and colleagues were right. What hope do you have of changing anything? Mere mortals couldn't possibly stop ancient powerful beings. Discard all of your improvement tokens. Oh dear. Well, she only had 2. Oh, she had improved Laura twice, which is... Yeah, well, I mean, that is tough, but it could have been worse. I mean, you know, she could have ended up somewhere weird. Okay, now let's look at her glamour. She needs to test law, and now she only has 2. Oh god, so this means she's going to lose 2 health. Having said this... Oh, she has 2 successes. The flames spread outwards, burning all in their path. Each monster on your space or an adjacent space loses 1 health. Unfortunately, there isn't one. But that's brilliant. She got 2 successes, so she gets to keep this. And if she had been on an interesting space with somebody, this would have helped. And our dear friend Dana Scully, she is blessed and she rolls a die. And on a 2, she loses the blessing. Oh, brilliant. So, that is absolutely annoying. Okay. Well, okay, but it was good while it lasted. Alrighty. So, we spawn a gate. We can't close gates at the moment. And it's the Amazon. Oh, yeah, it helps if you know a little bit of geography. The Amazon is right here. And I think I forgot something. I should have spawned a monster here, shouldn't I, when I spawned this gate? I was wondering why there were never any monsters on the board. So I'm going to spawn a monster now in Arkham. And it's a lane spider. And I'm going to spawn another monster in the Amazon. And it is a ghast. And when this monster is spawned, an investigator on this base immediately encounters it. There is nobody on this. That's good. Okay, alrighty. So, okay, the storm. The wind suddenly picks up, causing a shiver despite the clear blue sky. Looking to the horizon, you see steely grey clouds approaching. Each investigator discards clues equal to the number of rumor mythos cards in play. Nobody has a clue. If there are no rumor mythos cards in play, draw and resolve 1 rumor mythos card from the game box. Okay, well, nothing happens. Okay, that's... I mean, I guess that's kind of okay. I mean, yeah. Alrighty. That was kind of strange, wasn't it? I mean... all right, so, oh, by the way, I've printed off more of the personal stories because I was afraid we might be losing Diane, but it turns out we didn't lose Diane. So this is the end of this turn. Let's zoom out and let's take a look at where we are at. Let's see. Okay, so we have Zoe Samaras, who can close down the first of our mysteries by killing the Sknofkech next round, which is what she's going to do. Lily Chen, down here, she will have to do a rest action, and then she'll travel to Cape Town. Or, well, maybe she will travel to, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, okay, she'll actually go to Sydney. And she will be first, because then she can actually trade with our dear friend Lola Hayes, and she can give her the protective amulets that increases your will by +1 during combat encounters. Yeah. And Lily is going to test her influence. Maybe she can get some stuff, and then she's going to travel to the Outback. The Enchanted Blade would be nice. Yes, and our dear friend up here still has a detain condition. So she can do nothing. She can do a local action and test influence, and if she passes, she can discard this card. She will do this, and then we will see what happens next. Okay. So we have a plan, and I will stop this now, and then we will move straight into turn 4. Turn 5, Lily Chen's turn. She's going to move to Sydney. She's going to trade with Lola, and as of now, trade will not be an action anymore. She gives Lola this trinket. Which means Lola can now, gets a +1 to combat encounter will checks. And then Lily Chen is going to, well, yeah, she's going to rest. And she gets +1 health and +1 stamina. And then she'll have an encounter later. Our friend Lola is going to test her influence. And her influence is 5 dice. And she gets no successes. Okay, that was a wasted action. So now she's going to travel to the outback and she's going to encounter the clue there. Nobody else is going to move, but there will be actions. So I'm going to move over. Starting with Diane Stanley, she's going to look into the detained condition that she has. This condition can be gotten rid of if she passes an influence test. She has 2 influence. And she passes, so she gets rid of this detained condition. So she has now taken this local action, brilliant. So she can now actually take a second action. And this action will be to obtain a, well, she's actually going to rest. And she's going to recover. She can't recover sanity, so she's now going to try and get rid of her hypothermia condition. So she rolls 1 die, and it's a 2. Nothing happens. Okay, so she's done now. Our friend Zoe is in Monster Central. What she's going to do is she is going to perform a focus action. And she is going to test her influence. She can't rest because there are monsters on her space. And she rolls no successes, so that's that. Next up we have the encounter phase, and we're actually going to do this in the opposite direction. So we are going to start with a will check. 6 dice. And she passes. 1, 2, 3 successes, that's fine. And next up is the strength check. Now she's no longer blessed, which is kind of annoying, so she only has 3 dice. And she rolls 1 success, which is enough to kill the monster, but she still loses 1 health. Okay, but at least this one is done. Because what this now means is she has single-handedly, might I add, gotten rid of our first mystery. Now the question is, does she need to encounter the length spider as well? Probably. Okay, so she's going to now encounter the length spider. And first she's going to test her will, 2, 4, 6 dice. And she fails. Oh my god, if you fail the will test, do not resolve the strength test, and you do not resolve any other encounters this round. Oh my god, that sucks. How could you fail this? Woman! Okay, yeah. Okay, yes. So that's that. Next up, we have Diane, who is going to try and get rid of this mysterious lights rumor. Now, this rumor says As an encounter, an investigator on Space 13 may fly a plane over the Arctic ice to scout for the source of the unusually intense northern lights. For this, she needs to test observation. Her observation is 3. And she passes. So, if you pass, you catch... Oh, God. She needs to spend clues equal to half. Okay, yeah. I should have read the whole thing. She can't do anything because she doesn't have any clues. Well, that was a wasted action. Yeah, well, never mind. Yes, it can only get worse from here on out. I should have read the whole thing because sending her there was not really very helpful. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. So we're probably going to lose this game, or we're going to lose half of our investigators. So here we are now. Lily Chen is going to have an encounter in Sydney. Let's see. Due to a citywide shortage of supplies, shopkeepers won't even show you their wares unless you prove that you can pay your top dollar. Test influence -1. Her influence is 2. However, she can re-roll. And she rolls, then she passes. On a 5, you didn't quite see that, but she did pass. If you pass, gain 1 random weapon asset from the deck. Ooh! 1 random weapon asset from the deck. She gets a 38 revolver. Way to go, Lily. Which means now she has a magical weapon and a physical weapon. That is good. Next up is our friend Lola Hayes, who is going to encounter this research encounter. And let's see what we've got. She's in the deepest, darkest outback, so it's a wilderness check. You converse with an Algonquian medicine man, well, probably not, who believes you can commune with the Wendigo, the evil spirits of greed and gluttony, by meditating in the extreme cold. You may gain a hypothermia condition to gain this clue. Okay, and if we have a reckoning next time... Did she actually not do... Oh, okay, well then she's going to get... Okay, let's see. Yes, we will do this. We will do this. Oh, there was a reckoning effect. We should have taken off this Eldritch token. Yeah, so we need to do this now. Because we might lose all of our sanity later on, and we might look at a total party wipe, guys. I'm just saying. If there's another reckoning now, this rumor will wipe out everybody whose sanity. Everybody will lose 6 sanity, which means everyone except Lola Hayes will die. Okay, let's get a hypothermia condition for Lola. Her name was Lola. She was a showgirl. Unfortunately, this name just brings back this tune. Ah, God, hypothermia condition. Yay. We love being cold, don't we? I mean, it is cold. It is called Ladies Against the Cold. Oh! Yeah, well, I mean, there was nothing to be said about this because it wasn't even that she failed a check. She just basically... Yeah. Okie dokie. Maybe we're not going to get a reckoning. Who knows? Let's hope. Okay, so she gains this clue. At least. So she has a clue now. We would need to discard 2 clues to prevent this from happening, which we don't have. Alrighty. So, that's the end of this phase. Now for the mythos phase. Da 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 da. So let's move the camera and let's see what the mythos throws at us. Oh yes, it's a reckoning phase. Okay. First of all, Doom moves. The thing moves. The omen track. We have a reckoning. Every investigator, so first of all, monsters, reckoning, nope. Nope. What happens now is that each investigator who doesn't have, who can't, oh yeah, Zoe actually has a focus token. She can actually use this and get rid of this. Why does nobody else have a focus token? Oh yeah. Okay, so everybody gets a hypothermia condition, except Lily Chen gets a hypothermia condition. The other ladies who already have one, namely Diane and Lola, flipped theirs. Okay, so Diane goes first. Frostbite. The cold stings your skin. Numbing your muscles, lose 1 health and discard 1 strength improvement token. Then discard this card and gain a hypothermia condition. Okay, well, she doesn't have any strength improvements, so she discards 1 health. Okay, this one's gone. Okay, hypothermia sucks. So Diane gets another hypothermia condition. Lola turns her hypothermia condition over. You sense dull as the cold. Your sense is dull as the cold cuts through your mind and body. Lose 1 sanity and gain 1 injury condition. Then discard this card and gain a hypothermia condition. Yay! Okay, we can actually, she discards 1 sanity. And we don't really need to go on because this is the end of this game. Because we have a total party wipe. Because this rumor triggers. Last Eldritch token to go. And as you can see, discard 1 Eldritch token from this card unless investigators as a group spend clues equal to half the number of investigators. Unfortunately, we don't have any more. We have 1 clue. When there are no Eldritch tokens on this card, each investigator loses 6 sanity. So, let's look at our investigators, people. We will look at them in turn, starting with Lola Hayes. She loses 6 sanity. She is insane. Next up, Diane Stanley. She loses all of her sanity. She is insane. Lily Chen has 4 sanity. She loses all her sanity. She is insane. And lastly, Zoe Samaras has 4 sanity. She loses all her sanity. She is insane. So this means that we have lost the game because a total party wipe cannot be undone. I mean, I'm not going to replace 4 investigators with 4 new investigators. The end is nigh. We would have discarded our first mystery, but that wasn't enough. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to tear down the game. I'm actually not unhappy about this because I think it was a good game, although it only lasted 5 turns. But I have another thing that I'm going to play, and that is the a fan expansion called the King in Yellow, which I printed off for Eldritch Horror, and I'm going to play this with you, and I'm going to start tomorrow. Okay, so I'm going to upload this now. I'm going to tear down the... I'm going to use the same investigators because I really like these ladies, and we'll chat tomorrow. Bye.